Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, I'm stuck in my hotel room today, and it's an interesting story. So I'll share with you why it's interesting and why I'm stuck at the end of this video. But for now, let's jump right in. What's going on with Bitcoin today? Well, as you can see, Bitcoin is still showing weakness under 63,000 and the market has opened. I know this video is coming out a little bit later than usual, but um, why is this happening though? Why is this happening, right? As you can see from yesterday, market open, we were like 67-ish and then all the way down. Oops. And then middle of the night, or middle of the day for me, you see Bitcoin go down like this and this. And the good thing is it seems like we have found a bottom there, but let's see if that's really the case. I don't know how it's going to be today. I think Wall Street and everyone else around the world, they're trying to determine whether or not the conflict in the Middle East is going to get worse. That's honestly what's happening right now. Everyone's trying to decide and speculate. Are we going to go into World War III, right? Are we going to be drawn into another major conflict, major war, right? And I think everyone's hoping no. That's the thing. I don't think anyone wants to see this escalate for so many reasons, right? And I know conflict has been ongoing for thousands of years, and I'm not going to get into that because I'm not an expert in it, but I do know this. The US is in no position, okay, to get drawn into another serious major war that will cost a boatload of money that we don't have already, okay? The US deficit is above $35 trillion and continues to increase every single day. And right now we have no debt ceiling. The government can print as much money as they want right now. But even with that said, I think even the politicians and administration knows that this is not the time to be amping up the printing and the borrowing, right? So the US does not want to get drawn into a major war. I mean, we see it already. Even though Biden administration has said that they will support Israel, but they're really, really hoping that Israel limits their scope and doesn't go all out. With their response, right? And obviously, a lot of things have happened within the last 2 days, but right now, I think everyone's waiting to see what Israel does. What kind of response will they have? And everyone's just wondering, right? And like I said, I've been talking about this for a couple of days now. U.S. is in no position to do this, even though we say we are. But if we get drawn into this, man, it's going to be bad. I mean, we spent years after COVID. We spent years, okay, trying to get back to where we were, and things are still wacky, okay, in terms of prices. Even though we have inflation data that shows that things have come down and so forth, right? Not really at all. Price of goods still high. Price of services still high. Real estate still high. So it's really wonky, right? Even though it seems like Powell and the Fed made a lot of progress, but you can't just discount like $8 trillion from the last 3 or 4 years. You can't. And, if we get drawn in as a nation, and it's not just the U.S., other nations will be drawn into this too. I don't think anyone wants to see this. So, unfortunately, that's what's happening right now. I think there's a lot of FUD out there. There's a lot of FUD out there from many individuals and probably institutions, and everyone trying to digest what to do about the situation, right? That's why Bitcoin is showing a little bit of weakness right now. But here's the thing. Despite all this, Bitcoin is still in a really good spot. Okay? Even though, we're under 63,000, we're at 62,000, we have seen this before. Not that long ago. Let me show you. Let me show you exactly when was the last time we were at these levels. So obviously when I'm zoomed in like this, it looks horrible, right? But let's stretch out. If I stretch out or expand a timeline to the daily view, you could see the last time we were here was down here, right? And when was that? March 19th. So that was less than 1 month ago. So even though it does seem bleak right now, we have only basically reset back a month. It wasn't even 3 months, it wasn't 6 months, nothing like that. Okay, so we have seen these levels before. So if you panic sold over here, right, you would have missed out on this right here. And I truly believe, yes, we will get past this, right? Unless the Middle East conflict becomes, I hate to say it, knock on wood, unless it becomes World War III, I do think we will recover from this because there are still so many great things when it comes to Bitcoin. Even though there's FUD and fear right now, I know that, okay? And people do irresponsible things during FUD, right? Like panic sell. I get that. But we will recover from this, guys. We will recover. We're days away from the halving event. Grayscale also, they had their own halving event. They've been selling off like crazy. In fact, they sold more than 50% of their holdings already, right? And I've been talking about this. I've been bashing Grayscale. I've been bashing whoever's been selling Grayscale shares, causing them to sell Bitcoin. I don't know why they continue to do it, but you know this could only last for so long, right? They already sold more than half. And luckily, we have like BlackRock and other ETFs soaking it up. And this is not going to stop. Since the beginning, even though we had weakness with Bitcoin, BlackRock continues to soak up tens of thousands of Bitcoin every single week. They are not going to stop, right? And I already reported Hong Kong also already approved their Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs too. We don't know when they're going to start trading. It could be soon. It could be as soon as this month, or we may have to wait a little bit. But the timing of it right before a halving event, right, that is no coincidence. That is timed perfectly. And of course, the fundamentals of Bitcoin, guys, has not changed. There are still so many good things about Bitcoin that has not changed from a week ago. And the true holders, the true believers of Bitcoin continues to load up. Mr. 100, which I have covered, I've been covering his buys for many times. Well, actually, Hodl 15 Capital, I got to give him the credit, but he's been tracking this and I've been covering for you guys. I mean, he continues to buy and buy and buy and buy and buy and buy, right? 60,000 Bitcoin in his portfolio, $3.8 billion. So the true believer, the true holders, they're not going away. So this is part of fundamentals, right? The number of Bitcoin being held, the number of Bitcoin being held for a time period, still towards all-time high. And like I said, our current price, even though it seems bleak at 62,000, we saw this only a month ago. So that's the latest, guys. I know maybe you guys want to hear more, but the reality is I think a lot of people and companies and institutions, they're falling for FUD right now. They don't know. They're pulling money out because they don't know if what's happening in the Middle East is going to turn for the worse, and it may. But what I do know is this. Most of us that have been in Bitcoin for years, we have seen many bad things happen, right? Bitcoin survived a recession. Bitcoin survived black swan events. Bitcoin has survived all the FUD attacks and government scrutiny, right? Bitcoin continues to thrive, and it's going to survive and continue higher, and it will form a new high. And unfortunately, all this bad news right now is overshadowing the fact that we are having a halving event come up in just days, right? It's the most bullish event for Bitcoin. I've said that many times. I'll continue to say it because it's true. Because it's true. All right, guys, stay strong. Last thing I said, why am I stuck here? Okay, in my hotel room? Because Dubai is flooded. I didn't know this. Dubai only rains like 5 times a year. So they don't have a sewer system. So when it rains, even inches, today, raining all day, just inches, the roads are flooded. It takes hours to get anywhere. There's footage if you search for it. Malls, flooding and massive damage everywhere. Stay strong, my friends. I know it could be fearful, but Bitcoin will get through it, and so can you. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.